because there was a deep relationship between myths and human psychology. Agenocon is a story of rebirth and liberation. Plato's allegory of the cave explains that a person must go beyond what they see to seek the truth. The Übermensch is the pinnacle of this process. Someone who creates their own values and meaning. Religious and spiritual examples play a central role in the quest to discover the meaning of existence. Research and discoveries continue to help us understand the structure and origin of the universe. This basically stems from the human effort to find their own meaning and place. Scientific findings. By overlapping with ancient sciences in many areas, it helps people search for answers to existential questions from a broader perspective.
Hello, friends.
After discussing the theme of the purpose of existence in my previous video, in this episode I want to explore how humanity has always been in search of meaning throughout history from different perspectives. This theme represents a deep journey in search of answers to humanity's existential questions, from philosophy to art, from religions to science. People have always questioned the purpose of existence and the meaning of life. Come on, let's embark on this profound journey together. Since the earliest periods of human history, mythological narratives and legends have played an important role in the quest to discover the meaning of existence. The roles of myths at individual and societal levels and how they address certain human needs were explored, especially by great thinkers like Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud, because there was a deep connection between myths and human psychology. In ancient Turkish methodology, there are many myths explaining the meaning of existence and the place of humans in the universe. Turkish mythology focuses on the creation of the universe and the role of humans in this creation, their harmony with nature, and their spiritual journey. The center of Tengri belief is the sky god. The acceptance of Tengri as a supreme being who sees and governs everything in the universe symbolizes the search for determining one's place and purpose in harmony with nature. Another example is the Ergenekon legend. This epic tells the story of how Turks melted iron mountains to emerge from a narrow valley into a vast world. Ergenekon is a story of rebirth and achieving freedom. The Turks' emergence from Ergenekon symbolizes both a physical and spiritual liberation. This epic symbolizes the Turkish nation's effort to find and rebirth itself despite difficult conditions. When we look at Anatolian mythology, Anatolia has hosted many civilizations throughout history. It is a region that has a very rich cultural and mythological heritage. The stories of many civilizations in Anatolia reflect the effort to discover the meaning of existence.
Even Carl Jung's origin of myth.
It the model that addresses its relationships and functions. The Iluyanka myth in Hittite tradition has been examined from the perspective of mythological archetypes. In Hittite mythology, there are deep teachings about the relationships between gods and humans, the order of the universe, and the forces of nature. The storm god Teshub's battle with the serpent Iluyanka. It explains how order emerges from chaos and what role humans play in this order. The victory of Teshub symbolizes the cycles of nature and the dominance of order over chaos. In Greek mythology, Prometheus, who brought fire to humanity, became a symbol of both wisdom and punishment. All these narratives symbolize humanity's endless quest for knowledge and enlightenment. Philosophy is a discipline that questions the meaning of existence and every period of human history. Socrates initiated the inner journey of humans with the phrase, "Know thyself." This is actually the beginning of a person's effort to discover their own essence and purpose of existence. Plato's allegory of the cave explains that humans must seek the truth beyond what they see. The light outside the cave represents the level of truth and knowledge.
This represents one's journey from their own darkness to the Jean-Paul Sartre is a leading figure in existentialist philosophy.
Sartre said existence precedes essence, meaning that a person first exists and then defines their own essence, who they are and what they will do.
Argued that he determines what will happen.
According to Sartre, people are free, and this freedom also brings the responsibility of giving meaning to their own existence. This is the process of humans creating their own meaning and purpose.
Friedrich Nietzsche argues that with the concept of the Übermensch, humans must transcend their own existence.
According to Nietzsche, a person should transcend current limits, create their own values, and find their own meaning.
Übermensch is the pinnacle of this process. Someone who creates their own values and meaning argues that one must be brave on the journey of self-transcendence and creating one's own destiny.
Religious and spiritual examples play a central role in the quest to discover the meaning of existence.
In Judaism, the Torah defines the moral and ethical rules of a person's relationship with God. Jewish teaching argues that a person should find meaning in life by following God's commandments. In Christianity, the life and teachings of Jesus help understand the relationship between humans and God and the purpose of life in this world.
In Islam, the Prophet Muhammad explained the human relationship with God, the purpose of life, and moral rules.
He emphasizes that a person should find meaning in life by following God's commands and worshiping Him.
The Quran is a comprehensive guide that explains the purpose of human existence and our place in the universe. If we take it from the perspective of mystical teachings, Sufism is Islam's mystical and profound interpretation.
It concerns with the meaning hidden under the form.
It aims for a person's love for God and reaching spiritual unity through this love.
Sufi teachings describe the journey of finding one's true self and reality.
It describes the existential purpose of humans and their deep connection with God.
Kabbalah is one of the important teachings of Jewish mysticism. It explains the creation of the universe and the nature of God,
and elucidates the role of humanity in this world.
One of the fundamental texts of the Kabbalah, the Zohar, deeply explains the human spiritual journey and relationship with God.
All of these are important guides in the effort to discover one's spiritual development and purpose of existence.
In modern times, science and technology have opened new paths in our quest to discover the meaning of existence.
Research and discoveries continue to help us understand the structure and origin of the universe. Basically, this stems from the human struggle to find their own meaning and place.
We'll record a video in the coming days explaining in detail how these teachings overlap with modern scientific findings in various fields.
I'm giving a brief summary for now. The Big Bang is one of the most important theories in cosmology.
It suggests that the universe expanded from a single point about 13.8 billion years ago.
The Big Bang and the subsequent series of cosmic events is a finding coincides in many ways with Hinduism and other Eastern teachings, Abrahamic religions, and the information found in ancient texts and mythologies like Sufism and Kabbalah. For example, in the Quran and the Torah, the creation of the universe is revered as a sudden and great event.
Modern science and technology offer powerful tools that help us understand the meaning of existence and the structure of the universe. Scientific findings aligns with ancient wisdom and allows one to seek answers to existential questions from a broader perspective. This journey allows the person to understand both themselves and the universe in a deeper way. Quantum physics tries to understand the fundamental building blocks of the universe by studying the smallest units of matter and energy.
The uncertainty principle proposed by quantum physics shows that the universe is not fundamentally deterministic, shows that it is based on probabilities.
This aligns with the understanding that everything is possible in these ancient teachings.
Concepts like quantum entanglement and superposition show that everything in the universe is interconnected.
This shows us how this connection points to unity and integrity in ancient wisdom.
Charles Darwin's theory of evolution explains how biological diversity developed through natural selection. In his work, The Origin of Species, he argues that traits which allow organisms to better adapt to their environments are passed on to future generations. This process allows living beings to evolve into different species over time. The theory of evolution offers a deep understanding of the origin and development of life, and is one of the cornerstones of modern biology.
Explaining how the theory of evolution describes the progression from simple life forms to complex ones and ultimately to humans, exactly matches the levels of existence described in ancient teachings such as Sufism and Kabbalah.
Today, people's efforts to discover the meaning of existence continue at full speed, with personal development and inner journey.
In fact, we are going through a period in human history where the search for meaning is at its most intense.
Life has begun to push us, even press us intensely to question this.
In the past, scholars, thinkers, and philosophers, in other words, a certain group of people, asked these questions.
Even kids these days have started to question this.
Why are we here?
New Age movement, influenced by Eastern mysticism and other ancient traditions,
And personal development has spread significantly from the approximately 1960s to the present day. This movement emphasizes an individual's quest for spiritual transformation and healing. Yoga, meditation, astrology, Reiki,
And other healing and nature-themed treatments have become common elements of New Age practices. New Age embraces a holistic theology and carries the belief that the universe and humans are interconnected.
the practices performed help people turn inward and discover the truth. Today, people are in a great quest to strengthen their connection with both themselves and the universe. By discovering and developing yourself, you can become more meaningful, fulfilling, and harmonious. It was a great effort to live a balanced life right now. As a result, the search for meaning in human history is both an individual and a collective journey.
in this wide range from mythology to philosophy, from religion to science,
Humans have always questioned the purpose of existence and the meaning of life.
This journey has led us to understand both ourselves and the universe on a deeper level.
Knowing the reason for being in this world and remembering why we came here is the most fundamental existential question.
I wish that each of us finds our own inner guide and discovers our own truth on this journey.
Stay with love and understanding.